ready, Monarchs fans? It's time for the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
With their backs against the wall, the Old Dominion football team gathered at SB Ballard Stadium to say farewell to another senior class. But as the 13 upperclassmen said goodbye, the future exploded with a last-second touchdown, keeping the Monarchs' hopes for a second straight bowl game alive. So now it all comes down to one final game. What should we expect? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you didn't eat too much today. Welcome to the season finale of the Old Dominion Football Show. Coach, it just hit me. Saturday's game at Middle Tennessee is the last regular season game of the season.
It's amazing, Bruce. It's quite honestly, it's been a long year between the injuries, the losses. It has been a major challenge, but to be at this point where we're in the last game, we're playing for something. This is basically a play-in game against Middle Tennessee for bowl eligibility. Very proud of everybody to hang in there and to keep working to improve this year, Bruce.
Coach, you knew all along this was going to happen. Don't try to tease us. Football's a fickle game, as you mentioned. What was it, just 23 days ago,
right.
You'd lost 6 games in a row, and nobody thought you'd have a snowball's chance of being bowl eligible,
right.
Except really for you and your team.
Yeah, it was really just about getting that one win, Bruce. And we had a couple of really close losses. That Western Kentucky game, heartbreaking. Then we go to North Texas, who was going to win the West, lose by a touchdown. I felt like we were getting better as a team. The wins just weren't coming. And then we got the win against Charlotte. And then we go on the road to FIU, who was 6-2, 4-1 in the league, beat them, get the win against Rice. Now it's a 3-game win streak, Bruce, and I feel like we're gaining momentum.
All right, before we talk about Saturday's game, let's talk about your 3rd win in a row last week against Rice. Slow start, exciting finish.
Yeah, we actually did not play well in this game, Bruce, and give Rice a lot of credit. Long trip, came in here, but we just didn't play well. We had 7 drives, Bruce, on offense where we got to beyond their 35-yard line and only came away with the 3 touchdowns and the field goal. You get 7 drives there. That's an opportunity for 49 points. This game could have been a 4-touchdown win. In our defense, Bruce, shut out Charlotte the last time at home, and then in the first 3 quarters of this game, 1 touchdown. So that's a 7-quarter stretch at home, allowing 1 touchdown. And then we gave up 2 80-yard drives in the 4th quarter. So this was really an up-and-down game that came down to the final possession.
All right, while you are not by any means promised a bowl invitation with
right.
6 wins, you would be bowl eligible if you beat Middle Tennessee, a tough conference opponent with an outstanding quarterback who happens
right.
to be the son of the coach.
Yeah, you mentioned, Bruce, the possibilities. There's 78 slots available. 70 have been spoken for at this point, you can say, a number of teams at 6 wins. And then what they do, Bruce, even if there are more than 78 teams, they're going to look at all the 6-win teams and decide matchups. What are the best matchups? We go to Middle Tennessee, who's got an identical record, 5-6, 3-4 in the league. A lot on the line. You mentioned their quarterback, Brent Stockstill, 3-year starter, outstanding. Coach's son. This is a good football team, and we're going to have to play really well on the road to win this one.
This would be a signature win for you guys, beating a team you've never beaten before, correct?
It would, yeah. We had 1 game against them back in 2014, Bruce, but they've been to bowl games 7 of the last 8 years, so this is a very good program in our league.
All right, again, if you win, you become bowl eligible for a 2nd year in a row. As you mentioned, tough to get that invite, maybe one of the tougher years than others. For example, last year, even though you had 7.
Yeah, good point by you, Bruce. This is one of those tough years. And look at our league, Bruce. So the fact that right now in Conference USA, we already have 8 teams that are eligible. This has been a great year for our league. People have done well in their non-league. Us or Middle are going to make 9. Louisiana Tech could make 10. That's up there with the SEC and conferences like that. Actually, the SEC has 9, but that number of teams where we only have 6 guaranteed slots. Now, the way it works, Bruce, is if your conference has more than enough, the other conferences that don't fill them, then you'll go and play in that conference or against that conference. So they're going to find a home for all the CUSA teams if there's spots available.
Good year for Conference USA.
Yes, it is.
Regardless of what happens, though, the future looks good for the Monarchs. And when we come back, before defensive lineman Booby Routini wraps up his college career, he's going to go through the 1-minute drill one last time.
We're back with the Old Dominion Football Show and the 1-minute drill. Big defensive end, Boomy Routini joins us. Boomy, who is the NFL quarterback you would most love to sack?
Taylor Heineke. Just because that's my former teammate.
Taylor Heineke?
And the Vikings used to be my favorite team, so it's kind of like goes hand in hand.
What would you say to him once you got him on the ground?
I'd like to say just like old times, but it's not like I ever actually sacked him in practice. So.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Probably Yo, Excuse Me, Miss by Chris Brown. I can't sing it. I can't sing it.
You're a defensive end and you're a big, strong football player, but what is the thing that most scares you?
Probably just failure, if I'd have to say. If we're getting real serious about it, just, you know, the chance that you don't do as good as you think you're going to do.
The most interesting thing about Boomy Routini is what?
Everybody thinks that I don't like to talk, but I actually talk too much.
We've asked a couple of your teammates this. What was your favorite thing about that trip to the Bahamas last year in the Bahamas Bowl?
I know a lot of people probably say winning, which probably was my favorite thing, but just to add on a little to that was probably getting unlimited Popeyes. Just being able to eat that every day was definitely a highlight of my life, but I don't feel like eating Popeyes at all. Haven't eaten it since. So.
You're a senior now. What has been and what still is your favorite thing about being a Monarch?
I'd probably have to say running out of the tunnel on game day. I don't think there's really another feeling quite like it, and it's definitely something that I'm going to miss.
Defensive end, Boomy, why don't you say goodbye to the Monarch Nation?
See you, Monarch Nation, and thank you for having me.
And you'll be saying goodbye to the big guy, another walk-on, right?
Yeah, he was a walk-on, Bruce, earned a full scholarship, one of the best defensive linemen in the league, captain of our team, and an outstanding student. He's going to have an opportunity, Bruce, to play in the NFL.
But what does the future look like when we come back? We'll talk about that as the Old Dominion Football Show continues. Welcome back, Bruce Rader, along with Coach Bobby Wilder. Last week, final drive of the game, freshman Stephen Williams leads ODU to victory over Rice. The kids come a long way the past couple of weeks, and hopefully he'll get even better over the next 3 years.
Yeah, this has been a good part of his development, Bruce, from that North Carolina game all the way through getting to play a lot of younger players on this team. We have 14 seniors, Bruce, on this team that I should mention have a career record of 34 and 26. First class, Bruce, to go all the way through the transition. And you remember back in 13 when we started, we were 63 scholarships, other teams were 85. So they've done a good job winning. And now we've gotten an opportunity to develop some of these freshmen. Not all of them, like Stevie Williams, have played. We redshirted 30 last year, 25 this year. So we're getting to the point where we can develop. We'll have 100 players back from this team next year.
Wow. Well, the future looks bright. But we've still got one more game,
yes,
the regular season finale. Old Dominion at Middle Tennessee, Saturday afternoon. Two teams, both 5 and 6, 3 and 4 of the conference, with hopes of a bowl invite on the line. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Bruce.
Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving today, and thanks for sharing your season with us here on the Old Dominion Football Show. Good night, everybody.
Good night.